Say you plan to turn on Social Security right when you turn 62 and keep working. Does that work? What doesn't work about it and what could actually work about it? I've got all that in that scenario coming up. A couple decades ago, everyone knew what the term full retirement age meant when it came to Social Security. Now it feels like no one really cares, no one could really define that, but it matters. Your full retirement age, the reason why people knew what it was a couple decades ago is it was 65. And that was, you might recall, like, yeah, that was the Social Security age. Yes, you could turn it on at 62 or you could delay all the way until 70, but your Social Security age was 65. Well, they delayed that. They started gradually delaying that until age 67. Now there's talks of, well, that moved to age 70, all that sort of stuff. But that's your full retirement age. Your full retirement age right now for 99.9% of the population, it's gradually shifted. It's 67. And there's two reasons why your full retirement age matters. Number one, this is the age that you can draw Social Security at an unreduced amount. If you draw Social Security before your full retirement age, again, before age 67, you're going to get a little reduction on your Social Security. Maybe a lot of reduction, just depends on how soon you draw it. And it's a permanent reduction, right? That's then your amount of Social Security, and you'll get a cost of living adjustment, but that's it. Your full retirement age, that's the age that you can draw your unreduced Social Security. That's one reason why it's important. But the second, and most people do not know this, the second is that's the age at which you can collect your Social Security and go out and earn through wages as much as you want with no limit, with no penalty, with no issue. Those are the two reasons why your full retirement age matters. Still, say your plan is like most people, you want to collect your Social Security right away. You're not promised tomorrow. Social Security's obviously got its own issues, and so you've been paying into the system forever. You want to collect it right away. That's at 62. And though your plan is to keep working. Well, does that work? How does that work? And what doesn't work about it? Let's get into it. So how it works. Can you draw Social Security at 62 and still work? Yes, you can. Well, can I go out and earn a lot of money as much as I want? That answer is yes. You just might not like it. How it works is if you are working, collecting paycheck money, earned income, wages, okay? If you're working and drawing Social Security before your full retirement age, then your Social Security may be penalized if you earn over a certain amount. What is that certain amount? Well, it changes every single year with inflation, but for 2026, that annual amount, that earning amount is $24,480. $24,480. That's the amount that you can earn paycheck money and still draw Social Security without it being penalized. Okay, that's the number. And sometimes people say, well, does that change the year that I retire? Meaning if I work 6 months, and then decide to retire, and during that 6 months I make 60 grand, does that mean my Social Security is going to be penalized? No. The year that you turn on your Social Security, that number turns into a monthly number. So from that point, so from the time you started collecting Social Security, from then on, this 24,000 and change divided by 12 turns out to be about $2,000 a month. That's your earnings limit, okay? What about the year that it's your full retirement age? Well, that you've got more allowance as well. So these rules are a little tricky. Well, then what about the penalty? If that's the limit, I want to make a little bit more than that, whatever. Again, with the scenario, I want to draw my Social Security right at 62, but I want to keep working. What if I work more than that? Well, the penalty is $1 of Social Security is penalized or reduced or removed for every $2 over that limit that you are. And again, in the year you turn your full retirement age, it's $1 for every 3. So it loosens up a little bit. Well, say for example, you want to keep working and draw your Social Security right at 62. And you're aiming for that 24,000 and change number, but you earn a little bit more. You make $26,080. So a little bit more than the limit. Well, you can see here in this example how that penalizing would work. You'd still get, in this scenario, not maybe that I would, go out and recommend it to everyone, but in this scenario, you'd still be, significantly money ahead because you just went barely over the limit. You drew your full Social Security, a little bit of it was penalized away, but you earned and still made around 26 grand. That works. And that example is one of the scenarios that I would say, this is where it can work. Like, there's a couple things to like about this strategy. And yeah, one of them is, if you are going to be working part-time, if that's part of your plan, and you want to draw your Social Security right away, yeah, it makes things very easy if you're precise and you can stay right under that limit. If so, you'll won't have to worry about any headache or surprises or anything like that. And that really works. If you don't have full control and you go a little bit over, just know that it's not that all of your Social Security is going to be penalized away. So I like that about it. The other thing I like about it is, because you still have earned income in this sort of semi-retired state, you can still fund your tax shelters. You can still fund your Roth IRA if you want, right? So we get this question often early in retirement, gosh, I want to build some tax diversification. Can I contribute to my Roth IRA now? Well, if you don't have earned income, you can't contribute to your Roth IRA. But in this scenario, drawing Social Security right away, but still working, yeah, you'd have earned income. You could fund your Roth IRA or other things, right? So there's a few things that I really like about it. One other thing that is often misunderstood, and it's not the root of this video, but any Social Security dollars, the dollars from Social Security that are penalized away, surprisingly, they're not gone forever. They are penalized away, and then they are added on to your benefit once you do reach full retirement age. What does that mean? All of my Social Security that's penalized, I get this big lump sum when I turn 67, if only, right? I think if they did that, a lot of people would do this. No, that's not how it works. It's sort of spread out over time, and therefore, oftentimes it doesn't even feel like you're getting that money back. But just because that money that's penalized away isn't gone forever, it's more so just deferred, oftentimes it doesn't make sense. If you know you're going to make, and so this is where it doesn't make sense, if you know you're going to make a significant amount above this 24,000 and change limit, say 60 grand or 80 grand, your Social Security is going to be started at age 62 and permanently reduced, but then it will all be penalized away. Meaning you're not going to receive that Social Security. Yes, it's going to be deferred then and added on, but it's still going to be at that reduced number. And yes, because your 60 grand of wages or whatever it is, you're still paying in Social Security, and that does add up and so on. Rarely, if you know that you're going to earn well above the limit, rarely does it make mathematical sense to turn on Social Security, just have it all penalized away and have it accrue in the future. It's likely mathematically better off that you would delay starting Social Security until you are working at that, or you're earning at that 24,000 limit, or not have any earnings at all, to let your Social Security continue to grow based on that approximate 8% annual growth rate by delaying your Social Security. So hopefully some of that information helps you make a great decision, but it's not just information that's going to help you make a great decision. You need to see how your specific financial life, your circumstances, your marital history, your health history, your financial goals, and your nest egg that you've saved up for, you need to look at how all of that connects back to optimizing Social Security for you. I know emotionally, we all want to draw immediately. We're all concerned about the Social Security system, and no one, again, is promised tomorrow. And all of those things suggest you should draw it right away. And for many, many, many people, you should. However, you do need to build a full plan around it to see what makes the most sense for you to optimize Social Security and this critical source of retirement income. Work with your certified financial planner on that, who's looking at all 6 areas of your financial life, your cash flow and your tax picture and your insurance and protection planning. Yes, your investments, retirement plan, your estate plan, looking at all of that to help you be equipped to make a great decision when it comes to Social Security. Not just a good decision, a great decision. Work with your CFP on that. If you don't have a CFP on your team, you can contact one on my team. Find us online, Korhorn.com. That's Korhorn with K, wisemoneyshow.com. You can find us there as well, or give us a call, 574-247-5898. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.